Welcome students. Today is my fourth lecture in course Problematic Soils and their management. Today's topic is land capability and classification. First of all, we have to know about the land capability classification. What is this topic? This topic includes the capability of soil, means potential of that soil, how and what are the purpose of the soil, what are the purpose of this land, and the purpose of land is maybe for agriculture, for grazing purpose, maybe for undulation, for other engineering purpose, for other forest purpose. So many purposes are there. According to that purposes, that potential of that soil can be explored in land capability classification. So land capability classification categorize the productive potential of the soil. We can say land capability classification as the suitability of soils for most kinds of field crops. This is not a substitute for interpretation designed to show suitability and limitations of groups of crops for engineering purposes. In the capability classification system, soils are generally grouped at three levels, that is capability class, subclass and unit. Means capability classification can be further classified in subclass and units. In next class we will discuss on subclass and units also. Now, what is land capability classification of India? Land capability classification, actually this land capability classification has categorized by USDA, which we are following, but nowadays our scientists are also categorized this classification as per Pandey et al. 2006. There some inclusion and some alteration they included, and existing land capability classification for India is almost the true copy of United States Department of Agriculture and Land Capability Classification system with very few minor changes, and thus it is mainly based on the agroeconomic structure of USA. As a result, many fertile and productive lands of India which are highly economic to cultivate comes under the class not suitable for agriculture. For example, fertile cultivable lands on hill slopes, etc. Classification divides the cultivable lands into two groups: suitable for cultivation and not suitable for cultivation. Suitable for cultivation is normally it includes class 1 to class 4, and land which are not suitable for cultivation can be classified in class 4, class 5, class 6 and up to class 8. You can see the table here. It is very much clear that lands suitable for cultivation, land capability classification 1 to class 1 to class 4. Here in class 1, land will be very good and with no limitation, and class 2 is good land with minor limitations. In these two classes, the agriculture cultivation can be done very good, and class 3 moderately good land with minor limitations, and class 4 fairly good land with major limitations. Occasional cultivation can be done on class 4 also. So class 1 to class 4, this land, this categorization is suitable for land suitable for cultivation. But the land which is not suitable for cultivation, it can be categorized from class 5 to class 8. Further, it is subdivided into two categories: unsuitable for pasture and grazing, which include class 5, class 6 and class 7, whereas class 8 is suitable for wild and watershed. Class 5 is suitable for pasture and grazing with no limitation, whereas class 6 is suitable with minor limitation for pasture and grazing, and class 7 with major limitation we can go for pasture and grazing. Land capability subclasses can be it is further classification of land capability classification, and land capability units are also there. We will discuss this thing in next chapter, in next classes. Now, land capability, land suitability classification is a soil evaluation method developed by FAO. FAO stated that land suitability is the fitness of a given type of land for a defined use. Class 1 land capability classification is the best and the most easily farmed. This land is very much suitable for farmers to do agriculture. It has few limitations and that restrict its use. Class 2 land has moderately limitations that reduce the choice of crops. It needs simple soil and water conservation practice and requires some attention to soil management, whereas class 3 land have severe limitation and it needs intense soil and water conservation treatment and requires careful soil management, whereas class 4 land have very severe limitation and the soils and water conservation practices are more difficult to apply and maintain. So these are the 4 classes which are suitable for agriculture point of view. Now another further classification of class 5, 6 and 7 which is suitable for pasture and grazing. If we discuss about class 5, which is this land have characteristic of class 1 land except for limitation of waterless and stoniness or rockiness or adverse climatic conditions which make it suitable for unsuitable for cultivation of crops. However, it used for grazing and forestry etc. Class 6 land has the same limitation as class 4 except they are more severe and the land is steeper. Now class 7, this class have severe limitation for grazing and forestry and the land is very steep and is either too wet or too dry. So this land is best utilized under forest and permanent vegetation and for limited grazing. Now in the second category further it was divided in another category that is not suitable for pasture and grazing also, and in this class we can include class 8 only, and this land are very steep or rough or stony or barren, used for wildlife habitat, watershed or aesthetic purposes also we can use it, like we can use it for some wildlife purposes. Aesthetic purpose means for worship also we can develop it. So many other this type of purpose, for this use we can categorize class 8th. In this photograph we can easily understand how the class 1 land, class 2, you can see here lower in middle where cultivation agriculture is there, plain land is there, that is class 1 land, and above the class 1 you can see land class 2 land, which is just above class 1 land, and class 3 is below lowermost in this photograph, and above class 2 you can see class 6, and above that class 7. In right side you can see class 5, class 4 and class 8. Class 8 land is upper land, which is used for, not for grazing and not for agriculture also. This land can be used for aesthetic purpose and for other wild habitat and for other purposes than agriculture and forest or pasture or grazing. This can be used, the class 8th land can be used only for aesthetic value. In previous slide we were discussed about this class were used for wildlife habitat, watershed and aesthetic purposes. Now this is another example of this land capability classification shown graphically in this map. You can see this is one example of Chamraja Nagar Taluk. This is one place where map this land capability classification class 1 to 8th can be divided and can be seen in pictorial form. Now these are some references which were used for these purposes for this class. Thank you. Thank you, students.